Welcome to the Atheist Witch Podcast, a bi-weekly podcast for witches or any curious minds to learn more about a non-theistic approach to witchcraft. I'm sharing my journey as I find my way between actively practicing witchcraft and navigating a non-theistic viewpoint. Welcome back to the Atheist Witch Podcast. Today we're diving into a topic that often comes up in witchcraft circles, and one that can be particularly interesting from an atheist perspective, the supernatural. We're going to explore why people believe in it, some potential scientific explanations for seemingly supernatural experiences, and how one can still work with these concepts as an atheist witch. First off, let's tackle the big question. Why do some people believe in the supernatural? For millennia, humans have sought to explain the unexplainable. Before scientific understanding progressed, things like lightning, eclipses, and even illnesses were attributed to supernatural forces or deities. It's a natural human tendency to try and make sense of the world around us, and when faced with phenomena that defy immediate logical explanation, the idea of a supernatural realm can provide a comforting framework. It offers answers where there might otherwise be none, and for many, offers a sense of control or understanding in an unpredictable world. Ancient civilizations attributed natural disasters to angry gods. Early humans explained successful harvests by appeasing nature spirits. Even today, many turn to supernatural explanations for things like unexplained noises in the house, or a sudden uncanny feeling about a person or a situation. It's a deeply ingrained part of our collective human experience, and it speaks to our innate curiosity and desire for meaning. We talked about how modern pagan and neo-pagan religions have old roots and ancient inspirations, and how humans have been drawn to the divine throughout history. It's no surprise that this includes belief in the supernatural. As an atheist witch, I approach these supernatural occurrences with a healthy dose of skepticism, but also an open mind. Instead of dismissing them entirely, I look for explanations, often rooted in psychology or neuroscience. Because, as I've said before, for many things that seem magical or supernatural today, I'm willing to bet that science will catch up and provide an explanation in the future, just as it has with electricity or gravity. Let's break down some common supernatural phenomena and explore how they might be explained through a scientific lens. First up, let's talk ghosts and spirits. Many cultures have stories of disembodied spirits or lingering energies. From a scientific viewpoint, what could be happening? Well, consider infrasound. This is sound at a frequency lower than human hearing can detect. Infrasound has been linked to feelings of unease, anxiety, and even the sensation of a presence or ghostly figures due to its effect on our internal organs. You might feel a chill or pressure or even see things in your peripheral vision, and your brain could interpret that as something supernatural. Similarly, electromagnetic fields, or EMFs, can also cause strange sensations in some individuals, leading to reports of paranormal activity. Our brains are incredibly adept at creating narratives to explain what our senses perceive, especially when those perceptions are ambiguous or unusual. Think about the folklore of the banshee from Irish mythology. Often described as a wailing female spirit, her cries foretell a death in the family. While many might attribute this to a literal spirit, one could explore how certain auditory phenomena, perhaps naturally occurring infrasound, combined with existing superstitions around unexplained sounds, could lead to such a belief. Or perhaps it's a tragic case of sleep paralysis, where individuals experience vivid hallucinations upon waking or falling asleep, often accompanied by a feeling of a presence or an inability to move. Dreams themselves are the reprocessing that occurs when our brain is consolidating learning and memories, and they create a safe space for us to process overwhelming notions. It's not a far leap from a terrifying sleep paralysis experience to believing in a malevolent spirit. The idea that sounds undetectable to human ears could cause supernatural encounters has been theorized. Next, let's talk about divination. We did cover this in a previous episode, and it's a prime example of spicy psychology in action. Things like tarot, runes, or pendulum dowsing, which are often thought to reveal hidden truths or future events, can often be explained by our own subconscious minds. The ideomotor effect, for instance, is a phenomenon where subtle, unconscious muscular movements can influence the outcome of things like pendulum swings or Ouija board movements. You're not consciously moving it, but your subconscious is, guided by your hidden thoughts and feelings. When you interpret the results of a tarot reading, your brain is actively looking for patterns and meaning that resonate with your current situation, fears, or desires. It's a powerful tool for self-reflection and accessing those deeper thoughts you might not even realize that you have. Consider also the practice of tasseomancy, or the reading of tea leaves. While some might believe that the shapes in the cup literally foretell the future, from an atheist witch perspective, it's about interpreting patterns and symbolism through the lens of your own subconscious. The ambiguity of the tea leaves allows your mind to project its own thoughts and concerns onto them, revealing insights that you might otherwise overlook. It's a creative way to tap into your intuition, which, as we've discussed, is the brain's quick automatic information processing. And for those supernatural intuitions or feelings of knowing, we embrace them as evidence of our brain's incredible processing power. By honing our intuition through mindful practice, we become more attuned to subtle cues in our environment and our own internal states. It's about listening to our bodies, observing patterns, and trusting our deepest cognitive processes. Remember that intuition is trainable. Even something like the belief in fairies or little folk in European folklore can be viewed through this naturalistic lens. While delightful, stories of changelings or mischievous sprites might have originated as explanations for unexplained illness in children, or perhaps even a form of early social control, encouraging cautious behavior in a dangerous natural environment. The idea of places being enchanted could stem from the powerful psychological impact of awe-inspiring natural landscapes. Folklore throughout history has often intertwined with explanations for nature itself. Think of the dryads in Greek mythology, tree nymphs who embodied the spirit of the trees, or the pixies of Cornish folklore, mischievous little beings often associated with wild, untamed places. These stories provided ways to understand the natural world, to personify its beauty and its dangers, and to encourage respectful interaction with the environment. Now, let's touch upon the concept of deities themselves from an atheist perspective. While I, as an atheist, do not believe in the literal existence of gods or goddesses as supernatural beings, I do find value in exploring them as archetypes and as powerful psychological constructs. Many ancient civilizations had rich pantheons, like the Greek, Roman, and Norse gods. These figures often embodied human traits, natural forces, or societal ideals. For example, Brigid, a Celtic goddess, is associated with fertility, poetry, crafts, milk, and fire. From an atheist viewpoint, Brigid can be seen as a powerful archetype representing creativity, nurturing, and transformation. When I celebrate Imbolc, a Sabbath that is highly aligned with Brigid, I don't invoke a literal goddess, but I do focus on cultivating those very qualities within myself and in my life. It's about drawing on the symbolic power of the archetype to inspire personal growth and align with the cycles of nature. We can still appreciate the rich narratives and cultural significance of deities without believing in their literal supernatural existence. So, if we're explaining away the supernatural with science, how do we, as atheist witches, incorporate these concepts in our practice? The answer lies in reframing our understanding and harnessing the power of our own minds and the natural world. Instead of believing in literal ghosts, we can explore the idea of lingering energy or the psychological impact of certain environments or events. When I cleanse my space, I'm not necessarily chasing away an entity. Instead, I'm intentionally creating a calm and focused environment, disrupting old mental patterns and imbuing the space with my desired energy. This is where the power of scent and color, which we've discussed many times before, comes into play. If I associate a particular scent with peace, using it during cleansing reinforces that intention in my mind. With divination, as I mentioned, it becomes a potent tool for self-reflection and accessing your own subconscious. When I pull a tarot card, I'm not asking a magical entity for an answer. I'm prompting my own mind to consider possibilities, uncover hidden fears, or gain clarity on a situation. The cards act as a mirror, reflecting my internal landscape back to me in a symbolic way. It's about personal insight, not divine intervention. And for those supernatural intuitions, well, we embrace those as evidence of our brain's incredible processing power. And by honing our intuition through mindful practice, we can become more attuned to subtle cues in our environment and our own internal state. Then it's about listening to our bodies, observing patterns, and trusting our deepest cognitive processes. Ultimately, for the atheist witch, the supernatural transforms from something outside of ourselves into something deeply human. It becomes a manifestation of our own psychology, our conscious and unconscious minds, and our profound connection to the natural world and its observable and yet to be observed laws. We don't need a deity or a spirit to make our practice powerful. We ourselves are the source of that power. Before we end, I want to talk about the concept of awe. It's not supernatural, but it's often a feeling that gets attributed to it. Awe is that profound emotional response to something vast and overwhelming, something that totally transcends our ordinary understanding. It can be a majestic landscape, a breathtaking piece of music, or even the sheer complexity of the universe itself. For an atheist witch, awe doesn't require a divine creator. It arises from the sheer mind-boggling reality of existence, the intricate dance of physics, chemistry, and biology that brings forth everything that we see, feel, and experience. Feeling awe can be incredibly grounding and inspiring, reminding us of our place in the vast, interconnected web of the cosmos. It fuels our wonder and reinforces our connection to the natural world without needing any external magical explanation. That's all for today's episode on the supernatural from an atheist perspective. I hope this has given you some food for thought and perhaps a new way to look at those seemingly unexplainable moments. As always, I love hearing your thoughts and questions. You can find me on Instagram at anatheistwitch or shoot me an email at anatheistwitch@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or leave a review if you enjoyed the episode. Join me next time as we explore witchy self-care. Until then, stay curious, stay critical, and keep making your own magic. Thanks for listening.